G'day folks, Colin Gray with you from Vicious Kitten Records. It is Friday afternoon. It's Friday Afternoon with Col. I know that because I'm sitting in Col's bar and it's a good place to be. Listen to records and listen to killer rock and roll nice and loud, as we've always done, as I know many of you do all around the world. A lot of kindred folks there who share that same sort of ethos in life. Today we're going to talk about this. Okay, today we're celebrating the brand new release on Vicious Kitten Records of Kevin Kay's new album called Rosewood. It's for sale everywhere, through Amazon and all sorts of online places, made available through the good folks at MVD Distribution. So today we're going to talk through some of the songs and play some of those songs for you, just to give you an idea of how it sounds. We'll talk through little bit about the stories behind some of the songs as well. But before we do, I do want to make mention of a couple other things. Just want to hip you, first of all, I want to hip you to a band from Italy who I really dig, who are called the Delinquents, and they play authentic 77 style punk with a ton of hooks, a ton of energy and attitude. They have an album out called Too Late, Too Little, Too Loose, that is really deserving of your attention. Italy has produced some killer punk outfits over the years, including Loose, who I remember, and I think Loose included the song on Rock and Roll War Volume 2. They were heavily into Radio Birdman, heavily into that Birdman school, Detroit school of punk, but also bands like Decibel. Some people may remember them. The Chronics, others. Raw Power. I think they're two of the three, the key ones that I recall. But you can also add the Delinquents to that list. Antonio from the band played guitar with Rick Blaze in 2008 and a couple of shows in London. And this guy, in fact, the whole band are the real rock and roll deal. So please check out their album. It's released on Take the City Records from out of Madrid. And in fact, what we'll do is we'll check out a sample here, and I'll put a link to where you can pick up that album in the show notes. So this is a little sample promo vid for the album by the Delinquents. Check it out.
I get a love zero, baby.
Okay, so again, today we are talking about this, which is Rosewood, which is, I guess, a gritty and diverse 10-song collection to backdrop a world set with geopolitical tension, technological advances, and a deficit of real rock and roll. Kevin always fills that void. When there's nothing out there in the land of rock and roll, you can always rely on Kevin, who has a truckload of melody and he understands hook, and he will always deliver the goods, as he has done again with this album, Rosewood. It's a much and welcome needed return for those who are looking for something cool that you won't find anywhere else. So let's talk about this in a little more detail. It contains, riff-driven rockers, tunes with a blues bent, and quieter moments, I guess, that find Kevin at his most reflective and open-hearted. It's full of loud and introspective pop, shaped into bittersweet songs that evoke a heady mix of Big Star, Johnny Thunders, The Replacements, and the Stones, all highlighted by Kevin's amiable voice and keen ear for melody. He certainly has that in spades. So last year, Kevin, give you a backdrop behind some of these songs. Last year, Kevin moved from Harper Woods in Detroit. But But he still managed to, put out a couple of things last year that are worthwhile of your attention if you haven't got them already. One was the Broken album, which came out on Vicious Kitten Records. You can check that out. And also he released this, a children's book called The Adventures of Alvin the Seahorse. This is also available everywhere online. So Christmas just around the corner. It's got a great idea for kids, as I've mentioned before. Great stories, great illustrations, and great messages for kids as well, or anyone who likes stories that have a good sort of perspective. Hark back to Simple Message for Kids. It's a very confusing place, the world nowadays, for a lot of kids, and if you want to give them something that's goes back to good values of how things should be, this is something you can look into. As it says on the back, dive into the magical world of Alvin the Seahorse with this heartwarming collection of poems and illustrations that will make you smile. Put a smile on your kid's face, or even your own face. Pick it up. It's available everywhere. Christmas just around the corner. Why not check that out? So as I was saying, Kevin moved from Detroit to Rosewood. He relocates to South Carolina. And this album is an ode to his new city. Now, I do have notes because I can't remember everything, but that's okay. So let's look at the packaging here. Okay, first of all, comes with a hype sticker, okay, on the front there. Includes bonus Kevin K and the Bowery Cat sticker. Okay, so it comes with that. First of all, it's Digipack release. Okay, Slimline Digipack. Really nice production. Okay, it comes with that cool Bowery Cat sticker. That's a high quality vinyl sticker. Okay, which looks similarly. It's got the cat, very similar cat, Russian blue cat on the front sticker as it does with the front album photo on the album. So, as everyone knows, Kevin is a cat lover, and the cover art is a photo of a cat. That's I guess important because this is the first cat that Kevin met when he moved to Rosewood. So still hangs around apparently. He still feeds the cat every morning. So it's got some significance there as to his move to Rosewood and his current situation. So it kind of fits. It's a good photo. Nice sort of white backdrop as well. So the disc itself, when you open it up, okay, you can see that. It's got some live photos there and some notes there about the recordings. A little message there from Kevin about Rosewood. And the disc itself has a reprinted ad, if you can see that, if I can hold it still, from New York Dolls, when the New York Dolls gigged in Rosewood. Okay. So this is important because they gigged at the Left Guard Club. Okay. And 3 nights, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And why that's important, because it's kind of connecting, it's sort of synergy, if you believe in that. It's kind of meant to be, it's a good sign, it's a positive sort of omen. So that the New York Dolls gigged in 1975 at that club, which is only a few hundred meters from where Kevin resides, is not lost on him, the history of that. So, and I guess the Dolls were sort of, I suppose, 75, decked out in sort of red patent leather. I guess they were kind of at the end of their, in their death throes. I don't think, did they go from there to Florida? Was that the show where Blackie Lawless sort of filled in? I'm not sure, because then they continued on and did the Japan tour as well with just Sil and Johansson. But, yeah, so that's why that disc is in there, and it's printed on it like that for that sort of significance, okay, which came out really, really cool. Right, so on that night 50 years ago in Rosewood, they were supported by Sniper, who featured Joey Ramone in their ranks. So I guess, as I said, Kevin understands the lineage. It matters. He understands history. Stranded in the jungle, stranded in life. It came out really cool. Okay. So if we look at the tracks, you know, the album opens in a really big way with a song called Sometime in the Rain. This is a monster, you know. I spend my time in Rosewood with no heat, can't feel my feet. Let's check out the promo video for this one. Let's watch this. Tell me that this isn't a killer tune. What will I do? So I think this was the first song that Kevin wrote when he moved to Rosewood in September 2023. This is also a great song. Let's have a little listen to this. Let's go for about 30-40 seconds of this. Okay, and I think conversely, the song Moving On was either the first song Kevin wrote at Harper Woods or the last song at Harper Woods, I forget. But either way, that's also a great song. So let's check that out. This is Moving On.
Last time that we talked wasn't good. I think our hearts are just made of wood. I'm moving on, baby, moving on from you. I'm moving on, baby, moving on from you.
Last Train Home. This is a really, really great song. It's really clever lyrics as well. There's a lyric line in there that says there are no words, and then there's a gap, right? So that's very cleverly done, I think, as well. I think Last Train Home is one of my favourite songs on the record, but they're all great. Stranded in life, in this jungle at night, I'm on the last train home. Have to keep clearing the jungle. That's what Johnny Thunders used to say. Kevin once told me. So let's listen to this. This is Last Train Home.
I wonder what's next. Stranded in life, in this jungle at night. I'm on the last train home. The last train home. I'm on the last train home. To you, to you. There are no words. Everything's a mess. There are no songs. It's been taken.
Okay, let's have a listen to another song on the record. This is How I Feel. Those with longer memories will know that this was originally released on the Sealed Works album from 2002, which was a Laughing Outlaw, Sydney label, Laughing Outlaw and Vicious Kitten release. It started as a Vicious Kitten release. And at that time, a lot of the content from the label was liquidated to Stuart Coop's Laughing Outlaw Records, which is why it came out as a joint or sort of a co-release. But either way, this is a fantastic song, How I Feel. It stacks up really well. Still stands fresh and relevant 20 years later. So let's take a listen to this. How I Feel.
When you call my name, I come running, and nothing feels the same when you're bumming. The flowers of romance are all dead, and my ex is done messing with my head. This is how I feel. This is how I feel. This is how I feel. This is how I feel.
There's also some killer covers, a couple of killer covers on this album. There's a killer cover of James Brown's Try Me, and also Vince Taylor's Brand New Cadillac, which I guess was most famously recorded by The Clash on their 1979 London Calling album. But we're going to take a little listen to both of those. Let's have a listen to about 30 seconds of each of those tunes. So let's go first with Try Me, and then we'll go with Brand New Cadillac, originally a Vince Taylor song, of course. So check that out.
Luther, baby, won't you hear my plea? Come on, sugar, come on back to me. She said, fuck you, daddy, I ain't never coming back.
Okay, so the Bowery Cats, Kevin's current lineup, obviously based in South Carolina. So that's Carl Durden on drums. It was also in the Road Vultures and a plethora of other bands. And Garrick Turner on bass and vocals as well, backup vocals. The album was mastered by a guy called Ernie O in Melbourne, Australia, and he's a real sonic wizard. And he actually ran some of the songs from memory through the old desk, which was owned by Sydney commercial radio station Today FM, which he now acquired and owns. So, you know, he gets a really, really good sound, Ernie O, and we're very happy to continue to work with Ernie and as he applies his magic to that album, but also other stuff on the Vicious Kitten Records label. Kudos to Ernie O. So I guess in summary, Rosewood is an album of upbeat songs about feeling down and lucid observations about the halcyon days of the New York City punk scene, split evenly between ragged mid-tempo struts and bluesified come-down laments. So for rock bands from a certain vintage, it offers a hit of nostalgia, but for Kevin Kay, Rosewood is less an exercise in reliving the past than coming to terms with it. But what Rosewood emphatically attests to me is that Kevin Kay is one cat yet to use up all his 9 lives, and he has again delivered another album of compelling, memorable and accessible rock songs. So Rosewood is out now on Vicious Kitten Records. It's available through Bandcamp. Put the links in the show notes. It's available from Amazon, as I said, both physical, CD and digital copies. You can hear it on YouTube and Amazon. It's available everywhere. So please support Kevin Kay. Support independent rock and roll. Okay, it's grassroots and it's what matters. You know, don't spend your money on all that sort of big commercial, conglomerate crap that I hate. Support grassroots, independent rock and roll. Put the money back in the pocket of the guy who creates the music. Thanks. Okay, and welcome back. And I'm just going to add in a little bit of a segment at the end. The whole premise of today's show was to talk about Kevin's new album and to give you a chance to listen to it, as I said. Don't forget, Kevin's also got a great book out, okay, his second book, called Hey Aunt Helen, Living Fast on the Road to CBGBs. For those who don't have that, that's available everywhere as well. You know, great rock and roll stories about Kevin's formative years of growing up, stories of living in the New York scene, okay, stories of he and his brother. So it's a great book. Check that out as well. Okay, and there's also a CD that accompanies that, okay, which is that one. Okay, get the book, get the CD, get them both. As I said, Christmas around the corner. So yeah, another little section I want to talk about today is a section I'm going to try to do regularly. I'm going to try and do these a little bit more regularly. I know I've said it before, but I'm going to try. And this section is called $5 fines. Check out the little logo there. So what it basically is, you know, I've got a secondhand record store not far from me, like literally a kilometre away from me. And I go to the shops to buy bread and milk, and I come back with records, you know, just like it's 1984 again, which is a good thing, right? Because I'm not very modern. I don't live in, you know, we live in 2024, but, you know, I don't live like a lot of people. I don't really relate to sort of too much in terms of things are way too fast, technology and everything else. Anyway, so the record store, not far from me. So $5 fines. He's got a bunch of bins out the front. He's got a lot of expensive stuff as well, but sometimes he puts a bunch of these new albums in these $5 bins. So a couple of things I picked up recently is This one's first one by the Sabrejets. You can see that. Okay. So Sabrejets were a Belfast band who released this album that came out in 1979 on Epic Records. They were signed to Epic by what's his name? Muff Winwood, I think, who was a funny name. I think he was the brother of Steve Winwood. And I suppose when people think of Belfast punk, they think of, I guess, two bands. They think of the Stiff Little Fingers, rightly so, and the Undertones, and rightly so as well. I don't though, right? Because I think of one band, and the band I think of is RUDI, who I've always dubbed and led by the great Brian Young. So we'll get to this in a second, but I'm going to spend a little bit of time talking about the great Brian Young and his band RUDI. I mean, RUDI had so many great songs and were around at the right time and really should have had way more success when you listen to their songs than they did. I mean, songs obviously like Big Time, I suppose is their most well-known song. Ripped in Two, I Spy, that's a great song. Pressure's On, it's another great one, I really dig. So many great songs. So please check out Brian Young as well as RUDI. Check out his other band, the Sabrejets, who've been around for a number of years. Saberjet. Tiger Sharks, and of course Shame Academy. In fact, why don't we cut to a video of RUDI. This is RUDI and Big Time. I've come back. I know I was going to talk about $5 Fine and Sabrejets, but I ended up talking about RUDI because they're a band who probably don't get enough attention outside of their homeland as much as they sort of should. But they're a great band, and I'll put some links down there so you can check out Brian Young and his other outfits as well. Well worth checking out. Okay, so as I said, I picked up this debut album. It's okay. It's not without its moments. And according to Trouser Press, and I'm going to quote this, who reviewed the album with, quote, spunky, if unoriginal, this Belfast quartet showed some promise, but not enough to really count. The album consists of simple, punky rock with added melody and restraint, plus some clever touches, like Beach Boys harmonies, but not as poppy as the Undertones. The lyrics rerun predictable subject matter, about school, camaraderie, war, stardom, and the music's not strong enough to divert on its own merits. Likeable but lost. Some Sabrejets later wound up in a band, The Adventures, and I think that review is a little harsh. I think the Sabrejets found a little bit of recent kind of prominence through what's the guy from Green Day, the singer from Green Day, recorded, highlighted one of their songs. Was it School Days? Maybe it was War Stories. I forget. But anyway, like a lot of these things, he's up there in the stratosphere. God knows why, Green Day. But of course, he touched that, you know, people sort of dig it. People turn on to the Starjets. But I'm going to play one of their other songs from this album that I really like. And this is the Starjets, from their God Bless the Starjets album. And it's called Run With The Pack. This was the $5 find.
Stop me every time to make me be outraged. You don't know what's going on, you're past that stage. And when you say you should know better, maybe sooner or later, be as good as me, nobody could be better. Well, that's alright, I know what I like, I wanna run with the pack now. We don't need no baggage when we're out on the street. The people stop and stare at us wherever we meet. Try and laugh it up, cause you're a beauty, it's true. Sure, if the worst comes to the worst, then I could look like you do. Leave me alone, it's not me you own. I wanna run with the pack now. Say what you like, but tonight, I'm gonna run with the pack. Run with the pack. I'm gonna run with the pack. I'm gonna run with the pack now.
Okay, and the other album I picked up was by a New York band from the late 70s called Sterling, with their 1979 album City Kids. And, you know, again, you know, some of the reviews I read, this was sort of, you know, punchy new wave rock band that had the Cars and Cheap Trick in their sights. A&M House producer at the time was right behind them. And who was that? Because I think they did have some heavyweight name sort of producing this, or someone. Bob Clearmountain certainly engineered it, so I know he engineered a ton of bands. You know, and what else some of the other reviews said about this, that polished them up with some commercial tones. I did read a review online that said the only album released by this band, City Kid reaches out for street cred Ramones, early hair kicks, don't know about that, and even wave weirdness Devo. Although obviously straining for a contemporary sound, this competent ramrod record retains some spark. Lead singer Michael Kerr dragged brother Steve along for the subsequent band Urgent before disappearing in the 80s vacuum. So Urgent, I think, were more mid-80s, 85 AOR shtick. But, you know, again, this you know, for $5, it's not such a bad album. They do have a really great cover on here of Burt Bacharach's Baby It's You, which of course the Beatles did and everyone has done. Although my all-time favourite cut of that tune is by the late 60s LA Hippies outfit called Smith, who I really like. They kind of slow it down and kind of give that song a whole new sort of presence. But we're going to listen to the first tune. We're not going to listen to that though. We're going to listen to the first tune on the album called It's Me by Sterling. Another $5 find. Sterling, It's Me.
For you,
Okay, back where we started with this one. This is Rosewood. Don't forget, it's available everywhere through vicouskittenrecords.com. It's on Bandcamp, it's through Amazon, everywhere available now, worldwide through MVD. Both physical CD and digital. As I said, support true original and independent rock and roll. Support Vicious Kitten Records. Support Kevin K. We do appreciate it. Okay, next episode will be about this. Something new from Worcester's Great Ballbusters. They're back with a brand new record. Stay tuned. Thanks for watching, folks. Friday Afternoon with Col. We'll see you in the next episode.